Hello everyone, welcome to the financial information channel. In this video I'm going to give you the stock market news and what happened today, July 14. Now let's begin with the video. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at how the market did today, and we saw that the S&P 500 reached a new record. The Dow went 86 points, I believe, which is 0.40%. The S&P 500 went up 11 points, almost 12 points, which is 0.47%. And the Nasdaq again, it went up 38 points, which is about 0.61%. The biggest gainer in the S&P 500 was NetApp, and AMD recovered. Right now it's 2.9%. In the biggest decliners is WYNN Resorts, which I'm going to talk about in a bit. It went down 3.4%. In the Nasdaq, Seagate went 3.1. However, look at Nvidia, went up 2.7 and Micron 2.1. In the Nasdaq, top decliner was WYNN. However, look at PayPal, it went down 1.3%. In the Dow, the biggest gainer was Walmart with 1.7. The second one was Microsoft with 1.4% and Boeing 1.1. I mentioned Microsoft and Boeing in the top 5 dividend stocks video that came out yesterday. And the Dow biggest decliner was JP Morgan and Chase with 0.9% and Goldman Sachs with 0.8%. Now let's talk first about WYNN, and then I'm gonna go over the banks. Now WYNN actually went down a huge amount because there was a huge issue with one of the operators. They were having issues of liquidity, and there are warnings that they're gonna be more strict in those type of casinos in Japan. So because Asia has a lot of corruption, that's one of the concerns when you invest overseas. And it's not just in WYNN. It could be, for example, in Alibaba, one of those companies as well. And I'm going to keep an eye on this story because corruption is one of the biggest issues in that market. And as you see in the screen, there was one person that was found guilty of corruption in Macau. And the other story is about banks. Most of the financials actually went down today. Most of the earnings were actually really solid. However, that happened because there's a little bit of concern over the interest rate, and there's not a lot of inflation. And what is funny is the last time that the banks reported earnings, the same thing happened. What it actually moved the banks last time was that Bank of America reported earnings, and they actually started moving the banks a little bit higher. And I think Bank of America is going to report another great earnings, and that's going to move the financials a little bit higher. And even though the banks went down today, you saw that the Dow actually moved a little bit higher, and most analysts still continue to support the financials. And one of the news is a Democrat wants a hearing about the acquisition by Amazon of Whole Foods. I guess there's a little bit of concern on how Amazon can impact the grocery space. The next story is about Facebook. Facebook plans to release a Oculus VR for about 200. When I did my review about the Facebook, you saw that that's one of the weaknesses of the company. If Facebook can sell the VR headset for 150, that's gonna make quite a huge profit on the items. And another news that I wanna talk is about Activision Blizzard. They actually want to implement the esports a little bit bigger. I'm gonna put on the screen all the details. The company sold franchises for 7 teams in Overwatch League, which it says is the first major esports league with city-based teams. Selling the rest of the teams would mean 560 million in revenue from those rights. We have owners like Robert Kraft, so when big names are included into that type of deal, it's gonna become a little bit huge in my opinion. And I cover in depth about Activision in one of the reviews, which I'm gonna put on the screen. And Spring is 3.5% higher because there are rumors that Buffett and Malone are planning to invest into the company. I didn't cover Spring into the top 5 stocks to buy under $10 because I think Spring is more like I would say an acquisition company. If they're acquired by either T-Mobile, the stock is gonna go a little bit higher. And another news is that Snap was downgraded, and I'm gonna do a special video for Snapchat that is coming up this weekend. And one of the things that I mentioned in the last video is about Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs actually went up about 2%. I'm gonna put it on the screen, and I put it as one of the stocks to put on the watch list in the weekly earnings. And in addition, if you want me to cover a company that is going to report earnings next week, go to this video here and then put in the comment sections which company do you want me to cover. Well, that is gonna be everything for the video. Please like this video if you found it helpful, Subscribe to the financial information channel. I'm gonna continue bringing videos about the stock market, personal finance, and how to make money online. And I'm gonna thank you once again for watching this video. Have an excellent day and take care, my friends.